Hey there, Wondering Watchers. I'm Sony Golden for The Vibe is Golden. Welcome to this special, titillating edition of Tabloid Tarot, which unveils celebrity secrets in love, dating, and supercoupling. In today's titillating Tabloid Tarot, we're taking a peek at an on and off relationship between two singers to see where they are at now. We are tossing Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes back into the spotlight to be tabloid tarot. So let's see what sensational headline we have about Camila and Shawn's current connection. Okay, so here, we have new beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Serendipity. Float, gifts, and balance. Juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. Okay, so here I feel like, I believe the serendipity card was in one of the prior readings that I did for Shawn and Camila, and a sense of her kind of going on an adventure, possibly to, have fun, live her life. I do think like this float in the serendipity card is kind of indicating that maybe there's not so much of an intentional high or thrill or like something needs to be amazing at this point, but kind of allowing things to come in that need to come in and happen. With this new beginning and gifts here, it seems like there is, a new beginning. This is about their connection, and it could be that allowing things to come through allows this new beginning and adventure to embrace like new gifts that they kind of recognize about themselves, their own lives, and each other. And with this balance card, finding time for yourself, I feel like this has to do with Shawn and Camila like need to actively take time alone, and not for the purpose of being alone, but to allow this new beginning to possibly take place. So I'm actually going to explore individually what's kind of going on in each of their personal journeys to see how it might impact their connection, and then I'll do a specific read on their connection. So this is for Camila. Well, I'll just see. We have this cleanse card here. So again, this kind of float in serendipity, it's almost like there is a sense of whatever the intention was before is kind of dissipating. And now there's a sense of something more pure kind of coming to the surface. We have this intuition, which is interesting because you've got, I said, coming to the surface. And this is like a moon and the water here and someone's head kind of popping out and eyes peeking out. So it's a sense that Camila is learning to trust her intuition a little bit more, maybe not second guess herself. And I feel like this cleanse, this intuition, maybe this time where she's doing her own soul searching, her own exploration, her own journey, it's kind of helping her to, see more about, like, see things clearly, I feel. And then it says, shake, release, heal, and move on. So this is like that concept of like a deer in headlights and kind of needing to actually kind of get back in touch with their current environment, their body, and like really let go of what has put them in that kind of state of fear and then be able to move on. So I feel for Camila, she could still be in the process of healing and reaching this clarity, figuring out, her own personal gifts. And I'm going to pull one more card here for Camilla. We have child nature, light attributes, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits, shadow attributes, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. So I feel like this process that Camilla is currently going through is helping her to connect more with her inner child. And what that has to do with her sense of, I want to say sensuality. It's almost like this affects her ability to find pleasure in her environment, and even with what she's feeling comfortable. It's almost like going to help her feel comfortable in her own skin. So let's see, in terms of Shawn's journey, what is kind of currently impacting that. We have this reflection. And I think it's really interesting, the similarities with this cleanse and reflection. So definitely Shawn getting a sense of clarity, him trying to take a look at, actually I'm gonna do these, take a look at what kind of himself, what he's wanted, finding a sense of truth to what he believes. So we also have here the team. So I feel for Shawn, there are certain people that he feels comfortable around that really provide him with support, that help him, get in touch with his creativity, his sense of courage and strength, and, sense of trusting himself. And so there are, to some degree, the people that are surrounding him, kind of like his chiropractor. Maybe that person is really not a love interest, but part of that team that helps him to kind of try to be the best version of himself, try to be in a place where he can reflect and see things clearly. We have this metamorphosis card. So Shawn is definitely recognizing he's in a transformation. He's recognizing that maybe he limited himself in the past, not really knowing how things would turn out for him, but also not even understanding that the way he was operating at one point in time would be totally different from how he would operate in the future. So you've got the caterpillar who just crawls along the ground, and then you've got this butterfly that is using wings to fly. And so the concept of someone being in this caterpillar almost can't comprehend this, this ability, because that's not the world they live in. So I feel like Shawn is definitely more recognizing the gifts of possibly what Camilla has brought to him. I think he's always been aware of her kind of being a muse, or providing him support in his life. But I feel like this, I guess, new beginning almost is helping him, recognize how she is part of that team, possibly, that helps him be the best version of himself. And then we have here, hedonist, light attributes, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. And then shadow attributes, pursues pleasures to the detriment of health, indulge at the expense of others. So I feel like for Shawn, he's definitely kind of been faced or challenged with pleasures that would cost him or cost others, and he's trying to focus more on celebrating his health, his well-being, his definitely wanting to make sure he treats his body well, but also his mind, and celebrating more the beauty around him and within him. So I feel like there are different paths, but really kind of with similar concepts involved with this cleanse and reflection. I feel for Camila, she's more needing to learn to trust herself and to recover, not really let obstacles or things that she's uncomfortable with or things that she's denied to put her in a state of shock where she can't even function. It's as if she is really trying to get in touch with her body, herself, on a more like physical level, and a more kind of just trusting what her body says or how she's feeling. And for Shawn, I feel like he is more recognizing that his truth comes from like wanting to like be at a higher version of himself. Like it's almost he already knows that he needs to treat his body well. He already knows that he's transforming, and he's already got a support system to help him kind of keep on track. And he's kind of being able to see things from possibly like a higher perspective than where Camila is, because it looks like she's got these cards that indicate like being stuck and kind of rising out of emotions. And for Shawn, it's a sense of this reflection is making me think of that concept of as above, so below, like a sense of him being at this higher state of awareness. So let's now get into their connection, their relationship. I'm going to shuffle these again. Okay, so let's take a look here. I'm going to go ahead and draw 6 cards and lay them out. In terms of the present connection between them, we have 10 of Wands. In terms of Camila's perspective, 6 of Cups. Shawn's perspective, Ace of Swords. What draws them together? 6 of Swords. What is coming next for them? The High Priestess. And then, let me see, I need to make more space here. And in terms of kind of like what the longer term future is, we have the 7 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so the influencing energy is 8 of Swords. This is still a sense of like feeling like a victim, feeling like not having control over things. So it's interesting how you have this new beginning. This new beginning seems, I guess, to be more for Shawn. You have his perspective is Ace of Swords, but this is this perspective of, how Shawn is seeing their connection. So maybe he is in a place of, like I said, he's in a higher perspective, seeing things from a clearer level, maybe seeing the bigger picture of things. But this 7 of Swords, this is usually liar, stealer, cheater card, still, things being hidden. But what's next? We have the High Priestess. This is also about things that are hidden, but it's also about trusting your intuition, which we have over here. But I'm kind of going backwards here. So the current connection between them, we have the 10 of Wands. It seems like they're juggling way too much. They have too many priorities that are not just the two of them. And over here with balance, juggling too many things at once, find time for yourself. You've got this big clock up here. So it seems like they are not necessarily finding time just for them to, for themselves, or even to spend time together. With Camilla's perspective of things, we have the Six of Cups, and it's almost as if she is starting to kind of see their relationship more as something in the past, something that she can like fondly like look at, but possibly not want to live there. In terms of what brings them together, we have the Six of Swords here, and this is more about what's the word I'm thinking of? Peace and harmony, moving on from like chaotic situation more to a place of calm. So it seems like what they can connect on, it's also about balance and harmony. It seems like what will draw them together is this sense of actively taking time to find peace for themselves, to find a place of quiet. And it's making me think of this float and this serendipity again. It's almost as if they find themselves on a trip, like something they do purely on their own, something to recharge, to heal, whether it's like a yoga retreat or a spiritual retreat, or going to check out a new country by themselves for the intention of like healing and growing. It's almost as if they would be able to connect on that front. But for now, with this High Priestess, it's a sense of things are still hidden. There's still a sense of trying to be in touch with their intuition, possibly this intuition needing to answer that call to really move forward towards trying to get a sense of healing and balance. And so here, this long-term future for them with the Seven of Swords is really, it's really interesting, because Seven of Swords come after the Six of Swords. So it's a sense of like, oh, it's interesting. I'm just noticing. So like this concept of these curtains here in the traditional High Priestess card, the curtains kind of separate us, the viewer, from a sea of like emotion of water, because we can't really handle all that at once. And I'm noticing these curtains here on this window for this Seven of Swords, in a sense of like not moving past those curtains, but almost having gone to the point of like being in touch with their intuition, and then trying to like avoid it, try to escape it to a certain degree. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clarify these cards here and see what more we can get. But, it seems like there is a potential for a new beginning for the relationship if there is an answer to this call of like really putting down responsibilities, taking time to heal, and kind of actively seek out some time for themselves. I feel like it is more on Camilla to take time for herself. Like I said, I feel like Shawn's already on that path to kind of seeing the bigger picture of things, and having a support team possibly to help him figure out, when he needs to take a time out, when he needs to really break away and focus on, something different. So let's take a look at the Ten of Wands, her current status. We have here the Sun. So there is, to me, like whatever it is that their current goals are, they think that once they get to that end, it'll help to provide some clarity. So and the Sun's also about a sense of ego as well. So perhaps they need to, their ego is making it that they're intentionally trying to keep themselves busy or distracted, not really having time for themselves or each other. So let's take a look at Camilla's Six of Cups, her perspective. We have here the Page of Pentacles, and this is that, to me, this child in nature is like the Page of Pentacles, trying to relearn her connection to herself, her feelings, and almost like a sense of self-worth. But I feel like the way that she is looking at this connection with Shawn is something like helping her grow. I think she's kind of in the baby steps energy, kind of getting back to that like reflection, almost at that reflection. It's interesting, actually. You can see in the Six of Cups, this person sees the reflection in the water, but it's of their, it's more of like their inner child, their past self. So I feel like I said, Shawn is more like aware of the reflection taking place and intentional about it. So I feel like Camilla is just trying to piece those things together. So let's take a look at the Ace of Swords. In Shawn's perspective of the connection, we have the Ten of Cups. So to me, it seems like Shawn still thinks there is that potential and that there can be like a new beginning between them. I feel like it just has to Camilla still needs to heal, needs to build up her sense of who she is and then turn into what she can be or kind of aspire to be. So let's take a look at the, and so like the Ten of Cups being like a potential, like having a new perspective, but having that family, having that happy ever after between them. It's still something he sees as a possibility. So let's take a look at the Six of Swords. We have the Eight of Cups. So if they haven't fully like left behind the baggage, it's almost the sense like you have to totally cut off those ties before even trying to start new ones, because if you just try to mend something that is frayed, it's not going to be strong. It's as if they need to they both totally need to move on, focus on themselves and heal before this potential new beginning for them can even occur. So let's take a look at this High Priestess in the near future. We have the Ten of Pentacles. So it's almost as if like this, what's still hidden, what needs to kind of, what Camilla needs to kind of see is like she needs to get back into her day-to-day, trusting herself. So you go from like this concept of like the child nature, Page of Pentacles, just learning, and then being in the Ten of Pentacles, like in her day-to-day, seeing how she connects with those around her, seeing how she like really fully operates. I think this applies to both of them. Like I said, I feel like with Shawn and this team over here, in this card, the hedonist, this could be like this concept of embracing the good things in life, celebrating your beauty and yourself. This is almost like the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like Shawn is pretty much there. And this is more talking about Camilla. So let's clarify this Seven of Swords for the long-term future here. We have the Five of Wands. So it seems like there is still going to be some type of conflict, priorities that are going to be pulling them in different directions. And I get the sense that this is more Camila, like maybe she'll try to reach this point of being able to move on, to kind of like be fully connected with her environment, her intuition, her senses, understand like what brings her pleasure and so forth in life. But I feel like to some degree, she's not, something about how she thinks about her life, thinks about what's next, or something kind of like something isn't genuine in this process. Maybe she like skips some steps, or kind of assumes that she is in a better place than she actually is. So I'm going to pull one more card here to kind of just like look at their connection in general, like as opposed to their relationship and their romance. Like, let's see here, if they can fully move on, fully heal from the baggage, like what potential is there for them just to like be in each other's lives. We have Ace of Pentacles, that new beginning, that new sense of something worth investing in, something that could, one day bring this 10 of Pentacles. So thanks for watching this special titillating edition of Tabloid Tarot. We'll see you next time. Take care.